Hey tarot friends, this reading is for May 27th and 28th. It is for the collective. It's for any and all signs. Queen of Pentacles starting us off on the bottom of the deck. The Shadowscapes tarot deck is what we're using today. Six of Air is our first card out. Six of Swords. So I see that Page of Wands is the second card out in our reading today. And we can see with the Six of Swords that we are transitioning to a calmer space, a lot of us. Maybe actually in transition as in moving. I know I am. But with the Six of Air, we're normally talking about a mental calm coming over someone. And so I often see someone moving away from stress. In this particular card and in this reading, we see, someone may be getting more rest, some necessary rest that they've been denied lately or that they've been needing. Getting more rest, sort of, it looks like gently gliding away from some sort of stressful situation into this new calm. So we also have the King of Wands, the Page of Air, and we'll get a few more cards out here. So we might see an intense or passionate message coming in at this time of rest and calm for you. We might see a younger fire sign on the scene, Aries, Sag, or Leo. We definitely see another king now in the reading. King of Pentacles on the table also. Definitely don't want to lose what's at the bottom of this card, so I think we'll just move everything up a little bit here. I just really love this little family of foxes. I want that in here. That's better. King of Pentacles is actually representing or what is in, maybe whom is in, your higher mind when your ego is quiet. Whereas this Page of Air down here is the root of a situation, the root of the situation here. This Five of Fire is going to be our advice card for this reading, which is actually, it's interesting because it's usually represents ego drama, maybe even petty ego drama. Can be competition though. Could be, being advised to compete in some way. And then the more distant future here is the Lover's card with the Devil though. Capricorn energy maybe on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. So first of all, I'll say that I might have mentioned at the beginning of the reading, I often do, that the messages being for May 27th and May 28th may mean that they need to be heard at this time. Also may mean that they do apply specifically to that short time period when the moon is in Leo this May, this Gemini season 2020. But it does look like, as I said, that a lot of you are receiving a message, an intense or passionate message, spirited message, right at a time when things are actually, or at least were actually, calming down for you. You're making a transition to a calmer place, or you're just, as we said, getting more rest, more sleep, more time for relaxation, and feeling this sort of mental calm, and perhaps, you know, subsequent emotional calm that's coming over you. But still, this message comes in at this time. And I suppose you could be the messenger and actually just be so focused on this message that you have to deliver that, you know, that's what the message is about, is the person that's receiving it. And that's what the reading is about for you, is the person receiving it. So you could be either. And I'm in this combination, I feel that, I think I'm seeing that some of you are receiving this message in your dreams. Some of you are receiving this message through music, or at least art of some kind. We see this individual here, and I said it could be a youthful fire sign, or fiery personality, fiery energy, but it's someone who is surrounded with a lot of company. There are other fairies around her. It looks like they're sort of dancing through the air in their way, and there are others here playing music with her. She's got her own instrument, of course, here. I'll let you take a closer look at this page of fire. So it's a musical scene, and it's an artistic scene, a poetic scene. So it may be, it may be either in your dreams here, your dreams, your daydreams, or in some type of art, maybe specifically music, that you're receiving this message. For others of you, it's more literal, it's more direct. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And then for still others of you, it's both. You could be receiving the dream message, the indirect or less direct, I suppose, message first, and then actual 3D contact. So then we see the King of Wands in your near future just after that message comes in. And again, this same fiery, passionate, bold, spirited, social, friendly, very inspired and inspiring energy is here in your near future. So again, we could be talking about you receiving an indirect message first and then making direct contact with this. It looks like king, it looks like a masculine energy in the near future. But again, you could be playing either role here, the one coming in with a message or the one sort of receiving it. But it looks like a lot of you are making contact, like in the astral realm, or just energetically with someone without or at least prior to making any sort of real, tangible contact in the physical world. And this is because this is all rooted in the page of air, another page. So 2 pages and 2 kings, 2 messengers and 2 masculine energies here on the table. This is all because one of you have something to say that's difficult to say. But it's a truth that I believe needs to be released. And, this is specific for some, but it very well may be a blonder individual who is the one coming in with a message, or even that you have some sort of contact with in the near future regarding this message, whereas it could be more of a red-haired individual who is actually in your higher mind. It's certainly a more, that's specific for some, these descriptions that we see here, but it's certainly a more grounded individual, a more stable individual, and again, I think masculine energy that is in your higher mind, your crowning thoughts, what your ego knows, what your higher mind knows when your ego is quiet. But, somebody, for a lot of you, somebody's willing to compete with that stable, grounded individual that is in your higher mind, is less of an egoic attachment for you. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't get too hung up on these, the descriptions, the physical descriptions of these kings here. It's more the energetic description that's important, that, it does seem that there's someone who's more grounded and more stable in your higher mind when your ego is quiet, but it looks like there may be some competition here. And this doesn't necessarily have to be people competing for you as a romantic interest necessarily, but it absolutely could be. For a lot of you, I think you sort of just want to escape the scene here. Because all of this, the messages, the potential competition between individuals, especially if it's a masculine energy who may be in your mind, in your heart, in your energetic realms, and all the while there is also a masculine energy that you have a more grounded, physical, real connection with. But all of the potential, the warring energies, whatever the intention behind the message and the reasoning behind the the connections, still it invites this chaos sort of back in. I see just so much energy and so much life, yes, and it's a little chaotic, and I see you sort of just wanting to escape that scene. You're advised that this could invite chaos back in, I think. As I said at the beginning, you at least have been moving into a calmer state, but there's room for competition here or something like that. Family feuds. If you if you allow a masculine energy, or again, you could be playing any role here. So I think if a masculine energy is allowed to get too close to a situation, perhaps a partnership specifically that's already in place, who would like to compete for someone's time, energy in some way, for some reason, that it certainly can, and it looks like will invite a certain level of chaos back in to someone's life here, that it sort of disrupts a peaceful slumber that has been taking place. Now maybe it's time for that, and it does look like in the more distant future a partner, a destined, I want to say contracted partnership emerges here. We see two partners choosing one another, choosing a new path with one another, leaving behind old directions they may have been headed in. Now, this is another reason I said not to get too hung up on the physical descriptions that I derived from the actual images on the cards, because we do see, that blonde-haired individual, not necessarily the same one, but a blonder hair in the outcome card here, yes, in the more distant future. But I don't necessarily think that means it's this competitor, this disruptor, who will be will certainly then be the partner of choice here. Again, not necessarily a romantic partnership. We could be talking about work for some of you, for example. So you may be advised to compete in this situation, keeping in mind still that some of you will be the person receiving some sort of message that may disrupt your peace in some sense, while others may be playing the role of a messenger here. But there is a truth that needs to come out. And if there is a Capricorn energy, whether it's, the artist, the more grounded individual, the one coming in with an intense message, or otherwise, if there's a Capricorn energy here that is being considered for a partnership in some sense, I do think that is who this reading, this message then, for those individuals, I do think that's who the message is about. But also for the rest of us, we have Pluto and Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn right now, and this could absolutely just be speaking to that Capricorn energy, bringing in messages, bringing in disruption, bringing in, I want to say right now, chaos that's actually ultimately beneficial for us with this, seeing this progression of the Five of Wands coming in, but the Lover's card again emerging sort of victorious, it seems, in the more distant future here. Yeah, absolutely. Could just be that Capricorn energy in that sense. For some, there is some type of an attachment here, whether it's to this individual who is in someone's higher mind, or to this individual who has an intense message to give or receive, right? That is not necessarily healthy. That is, in fact, either just unhealthy or all the way to toxic, addictive in some sense. It may just be less than healthy, but it may be as far as specifically like a codependency when we see the Devil card. So that's just for some. For so many of us, I feel like we're talking about the fact that this is the type of energy that has come in for us with Jupiter and Pluto retrograde at the same time in Capricorn. And so with that said, yeah, of course, some of you, we'll go ahead and lay the signs out. Of course, some of you could be dealing with a Gemini or Aries energy here. Any of the earth energies or fire signs. Again, we said Aries, Sag, or Leo. The earth energies are, of course, Capricorn, which we've already mentioned, but also Virgo or Taurus. So that's pretty much just everyone on the table, right? And that is not to say that water signs or those dealing with water signs don't have messages here. So we all have all the energies in our charts. I'm sure we remain mindful of that all the time. And I think that's where we'll leave this. We'll move forward from here. So those are your messages. That's your lunar pool for May 27th and 28th. Again, the time when the moon is in Leo, this Gemini season 2020. Thank you for all of your support to the channel. As always, if you're interested in a personal reading, just scroll down to the description down below. I should have information for you there. And do make the most of the rest of May. I look forward to doing another reading for us very soon.